Hey everybody, welcome to Common Comic Covers and Appreciation Podcast for Non-Key Comics, issue 43. I'm Jeremy.
And I'm Andy.
Andy, how you doing today? It's good to see you.
Oh, good. I had this really cool idea.
Yeah.
It was to ask you questions about current events, and then you just reply, "I don't care."
Global warming. I don't care.
No. Like comic related. Yeah. What about CGC and their
I don't care.
Gate?
No, it's not even a game. I don't care.
I think it'd be a fun segment.
I remember a while ago you were asking me about the whole Mark Jeweler controversy where they were cracking the shells.
Oh, yeah.
And I remember thinking, I don't really care.
I know.
Hey, I like it. Anyway, today, Andy, what are we gonna do? I'm looking at it. We got a fun lineup for you. We're gonna kick things off by diving into our common comic covers. We're gonna take a closer look at a cover that's been catching our eye. Next, we'll open up the inbox to share what we've been reading or recently picked up. And finally, we're gonna wrap up today with a tour of something fun and unexpected in the world of comics that we think you'll love. So grab your favorite issue, settle in, and let's celebrate the comics that might not be key, but are key to us. Andy, what is your common comic cover today?
Oh, that was a good monologue. That was good. Okay. So this is my common comic cover today. This I saw in the Gerber. Yeah,
like
Challenges the Challenges of the Unknown 64 from November of 68. I saw it in the Gerber books where you flip through this the picture galleries, and I was like, oh, I really like this cover. It's kind of like a pre-code horror vibe, but it's in the Silver Age.
Is that Joe Kubert on it?
Joe Kubert cover. Yeah.
Oh,
yeah. Script by Robert Kangel. I think that's I said it before and I can't remember. And then art by Jack Sparling. So, but it's a Joe Kubert cover. It's a hanging cover. It's cool. I picked it up at that you sent me that information about the Facebook sale at that one place in North Linwood. So this is just I remember looking at this and being like, oh, that'd be a really cool book to get. Looking at it at my comic book shop and being like, nah. And then seeing it out in the wild, and I was like, "Yep, I'm picking it up."
That's actually looks like it's in pretty good condition. That green,
really good,
green is going to be hard to hold, but it looks good.
Yeah, there's two little scratches, not scratches, but but it's in really good shape. It has a pop staple here, so it's detached at one staple, but it's a great book.
What'd you pay for it?
It was $12, but then I got it on sale for 30% off or something.
Worth it.
And then the back cover, I was looking at it, and you can't tell very easily, but the back cover has had a punch kind of through it, and then it got folded back down, so it doesn't look like it was. Sure. But I was putting I was cleaning it with a dry cotton swab, and I felt it, and I was like, "What is that?" So, but yeah, great book. So happy to have it in my collection.
Do you clean all your comics with a cotton swab?
I clean a lot of them.
Yeah.
Okay. I use these little things.
What do you do? So I bought a book, and it is the mustiest book I've ever smelled in my life. Not moldy, rotten. That was nasty. That wretched Sugar and Spike that I bought at the Comic-Con.
Yeah.
It's just straight up been in Grandpa's attic for 40 years. And I have it in a sealed plastic tub right now with
baking soda.
Yeah, and it's been in there for about a month. Still nothing.
Yeah.
I did put it in a freezer.
I did. I did that first, and then I put it in a freezer, and then I also have something called the micro chamber paper that I'll put in. It really actually, I think, helps pull the stink out of books.
Did the freezer help? That just seems so easy.
Yeah,
I mean, this is not a valuable book. This book is hanging on by a thread, but I want it. It's a good book. I want to keep it.
Yeah, throw it in the freezer.
Just for an hour for the day.
Yeah, I left mine in the freezer for 2 months.
Okay, that's
then
gonna
it came out.
that's gonna be a fun conversation with my wife.
You just need to have multiple freezers.
Oh, we got a couple.
Okay. Yeah, so I just put my wife doesn't do any. I do all the food stuff, so I just slipped it up on the top of the freezer.
Half of the freezer is full of comic books.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, right. I'm like, we need to get a new
freezer. That freezer is just, we're filling it up with all that bear meat that I've been getting. I didn't tell you that. Yeah, no, we got a lot of bear meat.
Okay. Freezer. What's your common comic cover?
That's right. This is one of those episodes. We're sorry, folks. Andy and I haven't talked to each other in a couple weeks.
Yeah,
and we didn't really pre-talk before the show, so
not enough.
You're gonna get a lot of bear meat comics. Andy, I got a comic cover for you today.
Okay.
It's like a minor key. This is Marvel Premiere number 21.
The first Misty Knight.
It's the first Misty Knight.
Yeah.
That's
awesome.
1975. Gil Kane, who does a great cover. First Misty Knight. If you don't know about Misty Knight, she's kind of fun. She's not in much, to be honest with you. She was mentioned in Marvel Premiere number 20. Someone said one time, like, Marvel Team Up number 1 had a mystery character and it was her. I think this is made up. Mm-hmm. Misty Knight is a former cop, I think, and has she lost an arm in a bomb, and she has a bionic arm that was provided by Tony Stark. And she is I want to say she's the first Black female superhero, but she does not have superpowers.
I have no idea if that's true, but I'll believe you. Yeah. But I do. I love that. I have that book. That's why I knew it was first Misty Knight, because I was
actually really impressed. I was like, wow.
No, I saw her in Daredevil. She's in the Daredevil, or was it the Iron Fist in the Netflix shows?
Oh, well, she does a lot of stuff for Hero for Hire with Iron Fist and Luke Cage, I think.
Yeah, I'm okay. Maybe it was Luke Cage. You're right. Right.
That makes sense.
Yeah, she was in the Luke Cage one. And Colleen Wing was in the Iron Fist, and I really liked them. So I was like, "Oh, that's cool. Let's collect those characters." Okay. I think Colleen Wing was like 19.
Were those good? I started Jessica Jones. I can't. It's so dark and
so hard.
Way too gritty for. I'm of age where like those things just really impact me.
Yeah, that was a really rough season episode. Season. Yeah,
I watched like 3 episodes of Jessica Jones, and I was like, it's good, but I can't.
Too hard. Yeah,
I go to bed just thinking about like everyone dying, and then it's just me. Mm-hmm. And like I don't know what the connection is there, but that's kind of.
No.
So I've been watching a lot of Gilmore Girls. Andy, what's in your inbox?
Oh, okay. So I got this right before I went on my trip. I went to Alaska on a Disney cruise, but it's a big boy.
Ooh.
It is Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles number 2, second print.
And you got this in Alaska?
I got it right before.
You got this in Disneyland?
Yes, no. It arrived right before Alaska. So there are a lot of these comics.
Second printing.
There are
9.6. Look at that.
Yeah.
Couldn't find a 9.8, huh?
I didn't want to pay for that. So this was $220.
Oh, that's not bad. What would a 9.8 be?
Probably $400, $500.
That's crazy.
I would guess double.
For a 0.2.
Yeah. So there's 1,702 of these on the census, and there's 191 9.8s and 317 9.6s. So yeah, super excited. I love
that cover. Hold up one more time. That's cool.
The reflection of the turtles and the mouser.
That's great.
Yeah, and I've been reading the Turtles books in the hardback again, and I've really enjoyed it.
Yeah.
What's in your inbox, Jeremy?
Yeah, this is kind of fun. This is what I've been reading.
Cool.
And sometimes we read things that are interesting to us and not others. So what I am reading, I'm finally finishing. So this was been in my box, my pull box at the comic book shop for a while, and I read like the first 6, and then I have the rest now. Ended up being 11 or 12. But this is Mark Russell's Traveling to Mars. This is number 1. So like I said, these are what I'm reading right now. So I'm finally finishing the run. Really cool series. I've talked about Mark Russell before. I like him a lot. Not a spoiler alert, I don't think. I think they cover it here in the first issue, but Mark Russell is very kind of post-apocalyptic. It's the end of the world because of greed and pollution, and it's a little too close to home, if you ask me. But anyway,
yeah,
he probably likes Jessica Jones. But this guy has terminal cancer. Like, he's dying.
Yeah,
and like these companies are trying to send people to Mars because they'll save the world if they get to Mars and be able to live on Mars. But whoever gets there first claims it, and so but they won't be able to come back. I'm trying not to give everything out. So anyway, that's the kind of the story here of this guy is like, yeah, I got nothing else to live for.
Yeah,
so
it's a one-way journey.
It's a one-way journey, and then it just kind of takes you through his life, and just kind of what it's come to as he's dying on this spaceship with a couple of robots heading to Mars. It's got a little Truman Show vibe every now and again for whatever reason, but an interesting read. That's what I'm reading right now. It's kind of fun.
It seems like it's a future book, but not too far in the future, really.
Right.
It's
Cool. Yeah, and he's kind of up there, and he still has some communication with back home, and so he's kind of seeing what's going on, and he kind of goes back and forth of it's not a totally sad story. Like, there's elements right now where it's kind of like he's almost thankful that this is way better than being back on Earth.
Oh boy.
So he's struggling with that, and it's a good read. Like, if you like Mark Russell, again, if you like a good story, I'm a sucker for Mark Russell. But Traveling to Mars, and it's won some Eisner Awards. It's not just me liking this book. A lot of people like Mark Russell, and a lot of people like Traveling to Mars. Came out in 2022. It's done. The run's over now. So you can grab it. It's probably out in trade by now. I don't know.
Yeah. I'll have to look at that. You want me to take you on a tour?
I do.
Okay.
I hope it has an Alaska Disney cruise theme.
Yeah, I was just thinking about it. Well, I mean, some of them are Marvel books, and that's a Disney product now.
That's a miss.
Okay. So I had gone through and shown last week or 2 weeks ago the Canadian price variance that I was keeping for myself.
Yes. Yeah.
I made a mistake and I found more, so I wanted to show those.
It's a good mistake.
This is a book that I bought recently. It's my favorite comic book.
Dude, you have showed this book. How many copies of this book do you have?
I probably have. As like you ever see that show Conspiracy Theory, and he has all those Catcher in the Rye books?
Yes.
Like that many. Like I have one everywhere.
I have
one in each room of the house.
I love that, and I love that you have a graded Canadian price variant one.
Yeah, 9.6. This is the highest grade. They don't have a 9.8.
Okay. Didn't you already have a Canadian price variant one of these?
No, this is my first one.
Okay.
There are only 3 graded Canadian price variants of this book, and there are all 3 9.6s. If you got just a generic American one, they have 73. So it's not a highly graded book. Still my favorite book. It was. I bought it for $125. It was listed for $150. I asked them if they'd take $125. They didn't have a buy it now or whatever, but I was like, I love this book. It's my favorite book. I like Canadian price variants. would you be willing to sell it to me for 125? And they're like, yep, we'll do it.
Yeah,
So
that's an easy sale.
yeah, it was 125 and the free shipping, and so
Now
the
tell me
last,
again, it's Bill Mantlo, right?
yeah, Bill Mantlo,
Who's the cover?
Sal Buscema, and Joe
Okay.
Sinat. Yeah.
Okay.
Al Milgram and Joe Sinat cover, but Sal Buscema and Joe Sinat are on the inside.
Okay.
In 2021, one of these sold for $130, and so yeah. Just
I don't mean this in a mean way, but I'm gonna ask you what color, because I'm just trying to
yellow, green, blue, red.
Okay.
They're all bright enough that I can tell.
Yeah. I'm trying to think, like, what about, like, obviously it hits some nostalgia with you. I know you collected those when you were a kid, but you have an unhealthy amount of that one book.
It's such a good book.
I love it. I'm just trying to think, like, what about that book does he love? And part of what I was thinking is maybe he can actually recognize the colors. Like, maybe that's part of it.
Maybe. You know, this isn't my favorite cover of that run, like the 80 through 90.
So you like the story? You like the story of that book?
The story's amazing. Yeah,
okay. I gotta check it out. What is it? I should.
Incredible Hulk.
I'll just watch I'll watch like 5 of our previous episodes, and I'm sure it'll be in there 10 times.
And like, honestly, I was thinking about this. Is like, do you go back and collect books that you had when you were a kid and get nicer versions of them, or is that
no? Because I didn't collect when I was a kid.
But you had some. You had that Transformer one.
I still have them.
Okay, you don't care about getting a nicer copy of it because it was.
No, like, I've gone back a little bit with, I've talked before about when the birth of our second child, and I had 12 comic book boxes in his closet.
Yeah,
a very small closet in a very small bedroom. So I sold half of my collection, and I've gone through a little bit and bought back, like,
okay,
this was in that. I wish I wouldn't have sold it. I'm gonna grab it. And so I have things like that I've bought, but as a kid, I still have everything. Okay. And it's in good enough condition for me.
Okay. Nice. Yeah. So this was like, I wasn't even sure if this existed. So when I looked, I found there was one for sale, and I was like, I watched it for months, and it was like, I was hoping that they'd put out an offer, and finally I was like, I'll just see if they'll take an offer.
So that is one of the 3 9.6s of CPV, Canadian price variant. Are you gonna try to get the other 2?
No. Well, I mean, if they come up,
challenge accepted.
No.
Okay, and that was Incredible Hulk number what?
284.
284. Yeah. Okay.
This is Alpha Flight number 1. Yeah. This is one of I bought in the collection. I sent it in to get graded. It came back at 9.4.
I remember. I think you shared this one before you had it graded.
Yeah. It is.
That's great.
Yeah. In March of 2023, a 9.4 Canadian price variant sold, and it sold for $39.
What?
Yeah. So I'm gonna keep this book. It's worth more than $39. However, this is more recently
got a good deal.
Yeah, I think it may be just a good deal. But recently, a 9.8 sold, a Canadian price variant sold for $500, which is great. A 9.8 of this, $500. A newsstand, next month later, sold for $275. So I'm starting to see like hopefully there's a separation actually happening, because Canadian price variants are way more rare and should be way more desired than just a plain old newsstand, because this is a newsstand and anyways.
Yeah.
So anyways, I saw that. Okay. Yeah. So then there's Marvel Superhero Secret Wars number 7 I have here. 9.4 again. So just to illustrate, in a non-Canadian price variant versions, there's 3,318 graded. There's 1 9.9, 884 9.8s. For Canadian price variants, I didn't write down the number, but there's only 5 9.8s, 18 9.6s. Yeah, so the Canadian price variants are very rare, or more rare. But this is a cool book. It's not a 9.4 of this sold in March of last year for $150. I feel like this is worth more than $150, so I'm just gonna keep it. So I might sell for $150. I don't know, but and then I got this horrific comic book here. This is like the ugliest.
It's one of the worst.
The ugliest. Yeah.
Whoever that, like, who?
It's the worst.
All right. Hey, wait, hold on. Let's get a belt buckle. Let's. Yeah. No. Yeah. Good. I mean, if something. Yeah. He just got done watching TJ Hooker and was like, I got an idea for a cover.
Oh man. So Canadian price variants. This is Amazing Spider-Man 262 Canadian price variants. There are 6 graded of this book in a Canadian price variant. In the regular US edition, there's 467. So not many are graded.
You know the history of this cover at all? Is there like
it was something about
is this like the TV? Who is this guy?
I think they did a movie, but it was one of those things to protect the movie rights for Marvel or whatever. So they had to put some, I don't know.
And like, is that the flat? Is there like a camera flash and a mirror right?
Yeah, it looks like there's a dude right here taking a picture.
Taking the picture.
Like, oh, we caught him. We know who Spider-Man is. It's this curly-haired guy.
Yeah, it's a guy from.
I don't feel like Spider-Man is not curly hair. Like, it looks like he's curly. Okay, and this one I'm keeping just because I love this book cover, and there's.
So you're keeping Cowboy Peter?
No. Yeah, I'm keeping that one because I'm just like, well, I mean, once a 9.6, so a better copy than this sold for $160.
You might have to just give someone $50 to take it.
No, I'll just keep it. It'll look good. One day people will appreciate how bad it is, how campy it is.
Yes.
So this is Web of Spider-Man Annual number 1. It's a Charles Vess cover, and I love this book. This is so cool. It's a 9.8, so this is top of census. It is a gorgeous, beautiful book that is just undervalued. So I'm not going to sell it. I'm going to keep it because I think it's worth more to me. One of these did sell for $132. This is the only recorded sale. So like right before I got this slabbed and everything like that, somebody had sold it for too cheap. And I was like, well, that kind of created what I think the value and what I think I could get for it. So there's for the US graded ones, there's 258 of them. Canadian price variance, there's only 11. In the US, there's 85 9.8s. Canadian price variance, there's 4. So this is one of 4 9.8s in Canadian price variance. So I love it. It's gonna stay with me for a long time, I think. And yeah.
Okay. I do that, out of all that you've shown, I think that's my favorite right there. That was cool.
Yeah, it is my second favorite. The Hulk
284.
But yeah. I mean, and I don't know anything about this story, but it's such a beautiful cover. It's just
It is.
Yeah. How about you? Well, tell us your story, Jeremy. Take us on a journey.
No, it's a tour, Andy.
Take us on a tour journey.
This is fun. So I a few years back, I was living in your side of the state, and I went into what was called the Comics Place up in Bellingham, and was just kind of like, hey, I need something new to read, light. If it's laying on the counter, my kid grabs it, it's going to be fine. And he turned me onto a series, and this actually it's like a #1 selling comic in New Zealand. And then Golden Apple Books released a series of it. It's called Blastosaurus, and it's a great story.
Oh, I can't even tell what Oh,
He's
that's cool.
a good dinosaur guy,
Yeah,
and he's kind of got a cool attitude, tough guy. But these covers are really cool.
that's cute. Yeah, I like that.
It's a run of 7. There's a 0. I don't have 0. I'm sure it's easy to get, but I just
Blastosaurus.
remember reading them and being happy.
Yeah.
They came out in 2018, so it's been a while. And I was always hoping there was going to be more, but there wasn't. They just did one little run up to issue 7, and then they did in 2000. No, this annual number 1 was a free comic book day.
Oh wow. Okay. Are they gonna do the movie?
And then they had one of those Halloween Comic Fest one.
Oh, that's awesome.
Little one. I don't know what they're gonna do. I don't know. I mean, I'm sure like it was already a big hit in New Zealand.
Yeah.
My understanding is this is this is a new story. It's the same guy that did the other issue. But I just don't know. I didn't do too deep of a dive, but it just kind of, it's like they released this, but I'm sure I can find like more Blastosaurus
Arcs.
From New Zealand, but I don't know. Again, always like to try to make recommendations, things to do, things to read, and super easy to collect. I think I like the art. I like the covers. It was a fun story, and there's certain things in my collection that I probably don't, hey, don't read that, bud.
Yeah.
But yeah, I try not to have too many of those, but Blastosaurus was a good story, and anyone can read it in any age group, and it's not cheesy. It's not like a kid's book, but it's applicable or not applicable, but it's just fun. So that's it. That's Blastosaurus. Fun read. I don't know. I mean, easy to grab. I don't know if they ever did a trade paperback on it.
Well,
on this,
Jeremy, you've given me two titles that I'm like, I don't want to get those.
Yeah,
I want to get Blastosaurus and Traveling to Mars. I want to read both those.
They're great.
Yeah.
I try to find what as obscure and odd and as I can, but still good stories. And Traveling to Mars is not totally obscure, but great stories. If you like a good story, pick them up.
Yeah, I might just buy them digitally because I don't.
There you go.
It's easy
you don't need more books.
Oh boy, yeah.
Maybe get rid of some of those Incredible Hulks.
No, man, each one's a treasure.
All right. If I find any, I'll start buying them for you.
Yeah. I will if I could have one in every room.
I'm going to try to do double. Have them in every room.
Oh, there it is. I'm happy now. And his Ringo Starr says, "Peace, love, peace, love."